If you're brave enough, continue till the end. And if you can, turn off the lights to enjoy tonight's horror. It was almost 10 o'clock at night when Miriam arrived at the large house at the end of the street. The parents were heading out for a late dinner, and they asked her to watch their 2 children, who were already asleep upstairs. The house was quiet. The lights were dim. The air was still. It was the kind of silence that makes a place feel abandoned, not lived in. After the couple left, Miriam sat in the living room, scrolling through her phone. That is, until the landline started ringing. She picked up the phone casually. "Hello," a man's voice responded, low and raspy. It was hard to tell if he was far away or standing right behind her. "Don't worry, the children are still awake upstairs." Miriam froze. She didn't recognize the voice, and no one else was supposed to be in the house. She hung up quickly, her heart starting to race. 2 minutes later, the phone rang again. It was the same voice, but deeper this time. "You should leave, Miriam. The night isn't safe." Fear crept into her chest. She looked toward the staircase. The entire upper floor was swallowed by darkness, as if the stairs led into nothing. She had to see for herself. She decided to check on the kids. Grabbing her phone, she turned on the flashlight and started up the stairs. Step, another step. The wooden boards creaked softly beneath her feet. It was a creepy, tiny sound that offered no comfort at all. Halfway up the stairs ring. The phone rang a third time. With shaking hands, she answered it. The voice was closer than ever. "Why did you go upstairs?" "I told you to stay down." A cold chill rushed through her entire body. He was watching her. She rushed back down, breathing hard. But before she reached the bottom, she heard heavy footsteps walking above her, slow, steady, and definitely not the footsteps of small children. She looked up and saw a tall shadow standing at the top of the stairs, perfectly still, but she could almost feel it breathing. Terrified, she ran to the kitchen. She tried the back door, but it was locked with a heavy metal chain she hadn't seen before. Her back pressed against the wall as the steps came closer, but there was no sound of shoes, no natural weight. It was more like something was sliding down the steps instead of walking. The phone rang one last time. The voice was so close, it felt like it was whispering directly into her ear. "I know you can see me, but the real problem is I've been watching you since the moment you walked in." She dropped the phone. The shadow began to descend the stairs, slowly, unnaturally, gliding instead of moving like a human. He entered the kitchen, and for the first time, Miriam saw his face clearly. Half of it was human, but the other half looked melted and deformed. One eye was far too wide, and his mouth was stretched into a horrifying, unnatural grin. She gasped. He spoke in a broken, hollow voice. "I didn't come tonight for the children. I came for what you brought back with you." "What?" She cried out in confusion. Suddenly, the children screamed, but the sound came from behind her, from inside the kitchen, not from upstairs. She spun around and found the 2 kids standing right there, their eyes completely black. In a single, unified voice, they said, "He was already in the house, but you woke him up." Her breathing became frantic. She turned back toward the man, but he was gone. And so were the children. Then she heard it. Tiny footsteps, many of them, skittering across the walls, the ceiling, the floor, as if dozens of unseen creatures were now surrounding her. One of them whispered right next to her ear, "Your turn." Her flashlight died. The house fell into complete, suffocating darkness. The babysitter was never found, but the phone kept ringing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more chilling tales.